Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to explain a little bit about how I maintain a lean physique. Okay, this is my physique at the moment. This is nothing crazy, nothing insane, but I'm relatively lean. I feel good, I look good, I enjoy my life. And the reason for me explaining this is because I spent years looking terrible. Okay, this is what I used to look like when I was 17. I was always very, very overweight as a kid. I then, from the age of 17 to 18, went on a drastic weight loss journey, lots of running, lots of calorie restriction. I had no idea what I was doing, and I ended up very, very skinny, with lots of issues with food, binge eating disorders, and this is what I looked like then. I then spent the next 10 years, trying to get a lean physique because I looked soft. I felt terrible, and I ended up just, kind of yo-yoing between different physiques. I was skinny fat. I ended up getting fat again, and then I got skinny again. I'm showing all my physiques here, okay? So the reason for me going through this video now is because now I maintain a physique that I'm happy with, okay? I don't look like a bodybuilder. I don't look insanely ripped. Maybe I'm 12% body fat. I don't really know. But I'm in a position where I feel good, I look good, and I maintain it year round. Not easy because I'm someone with a very, very high appetite, have a lot of food focus. So I have to manage it quite well. Getting lean, staying lean isn't easy. Okay. Anyone who says it is lying. It's a full-time job. But you can make it a lot easier for yourself with your food choices and your lifestyle, okay? And I'm just gonna go through a little bit about, my diet, my lifestyle, and how I maintain this lean physique year round. So guys, for my diet, I have a system, okay? A very, very clear system that I follow 90% of the time. I follow a fruit till noon diet. This basically means that up until 12 o'clock every single day, all I eat is fruit. I found this method in a book called Fit for Life by Harvey Diamond. This book is, I believe it's from the 90s, maybe the 80s. And in this book, he basically challenges the reader to ditch their favorite breakfasts, okay, whatever it is that they eat every day, whether it be, porridge, eggs, cereal, okay, and ditch that for 10 days and eat nothing but fruit up until 12 o'clock every single day. And I read that and I tried it. And it is the greatest thing diet-wise that I have ever done. I promise you now. My breakfast before weren't necessarily bad. It would be like eggs, avocado, sourdough. On paper, lots of good food, but in reality, I'm eating 700, 800, 900 calories worth of food at 6 in the morning. Okay, I felt sluggish. I'd burned through a lot of not physically burned, but I'd eaten a lot of calories such early on in the day. It left me with less calories to play with. My energy was low. So yeah, I tried fruit till noon. Before that, I tried intermittent fasting, and that wasn't for me. I found it far too restrictive. So I tried fruit till noon. Over 18 months later, I've never broken it. I'm still doing it. Okay, so all I eat is fruit up until 12 o'clock. And then at around 12:15, 12:30, I'll have my first main meal of the day. And this has to be high protein. When you run fruit till noon, everything has to be high protein around it because obviously there's no protein in fruit, and I want to get around 170 grams in per day. So, okay, meal one is usually typically, beef mince, and the carb source is usually more fruit. Okay, fruit for me is the cleanest carb source you can get. Very clean energy, no slumps, great on the stomach. So I typically have watermelon and mango with the beef mince and some cottage cheese. Okay, very, very high protein. And then at around 5, 6 o'clock, I'll have my second main meal, which again is very similar to the first main meal, usually beef mince. But instead of fruit as my carb source, I'll bring in some sourdough, some potato, sweet potato. I bring in the starch at around 5, 6 o'clock. Okay, that suits me for that time. I feel like it puts me in this relaxed state, which is exactly what I want to be in later in the day. And then every single evening, I save around 600 calories for my yogurt bowl. Okay, I have a very, very sweet tooth. I used to be very addicted to sugar. So now, as a substitute, I make a yogurt bowl with Greek yogurt, lots of frozen berries, honey, dark chocolate. And the thing is, guys, is staying lean, getting lean and staying lean. The key to it is always having something to look forward to. And I look forward to this yogurt bowl every single night. Okay. If you have nothing to look forward to, then it makes dieting very, very hard. So yeah, guys, that's the kind of eating structure that I follow. Calorie wise, I'm sitting at around 2,900 daily at the moment. I typically go higher on a Saturday. Today, for example, I'm at a family barbecue, so I'll probably have a couple of beers. My voice keeps cracking. I've literally not long woken up. I'll have a couple of beers, some good food, and yeah, I'll definitely go over that 2,900 today. And yeah, guys, that's the kind of diet structure I follow 90% of the time, like I say, and 10% I have whatever I want, the 10% being today. Yesterday's Saturday. Oh, by the way, guys, at the moment I'm weighing around 87 kilos. I got down to 85 not too long ago, and I just felt like it was a big struggle. I believe that everyone has their own genetic body fat set point. I'm going on a little bit of a ramble here now. I do end up just tending to ramble on these, but I do believe everyone has a genetic body fat set point, and when you kind of start pushing past that, which I definitely did getting into 86, 85 kilos, the body fights back with hunger, the food focus. So yeah, I'm kind of back up to 87 now, and I feel good. Okay, I feel good. And will I push to go down further? Potentially, we'll see. But for now, I'm in a good spot. So yeah, my training wise, I now follow a 3-day full body split in the gym. Okay, you don't need to go more than this. So many people think they need to go to the gym every single day, and you just don't. Okay, maybe when you're starting out, you know, you can benefit more from the high volume because you can't push yourself as much. So high frequency. So perhaps going to the gym, you know, 5, even 6 days a week could benefit from you. You could benefit from that in the early days. But after a certain point, after perhaps 6 months, you know, a year, 3 days is all you need. I run a 3-day full body split. I don't want to be living in the gym. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy my sessions. I enjoy them a lot more now. I'm only in there 3 times a week. But yeah, 3 times a week, full body. This is what I get all of my clients on. Okay. Some clients are on a 4-day split, push, pull, legs, upper. But 90% of my clients are on a 3 times full body. We all have lives, we all have kids, we all have jobs. We don't want to be living in the gym, okay? So that's my current split. I track all of my lifts, all of my key lifts especially, okay? I go in the gym and try and get stronger on the big compounds. Smith incline press, that is my number one movement. For legs, typically a leg press or a hack squat, a trap bar deadlift. For back, I'm doing chin-ups, weighted chin-ups, rows, pull downs. I'm doing weighted dips, all of these big movements, okay? And then I add in the accessories after, the incline dumbbell curls, the lateral raises, the rear delt flies, to just kind of build up the physique. And that's how I run my training. I'm in the gym for around 50 to 55 minutes per session. I get in, I get out, okay? Cardio wise, now I run 1 time per week. This took a lot for me. Okay? Like I said earlier in the video, when I went on that extreme weight loss journey, running was my main outlet for that. I ended up running. So when I showed you when I was like obese at the start, like very, very overweight, and then I got very, very skinny, throughout that journey, I ended up running the London Marathon. So that's how into running I got. So to now only run once per week, and I just run 5K, it took a lot for me to get to that point. But yeah, I run just 1 5K per week, and I enjoy it. Again, much like the training, when you're not doing something all the time, when you do it, you tend to enjoy it more. So, you know, every Sunday evening, I'll get out, I'll go for a 5K run. I enjoy it. It's good. I don't need to do more than that. My main focus in terms of calorie burn is steps. Now, with steps, a lot of people will tell you that 10K is this magic number. It is a bit of a random number, but at the same time, it's a very good benchmark to look for. How I approach it now is I'm typically hitting around 11 to 12K on average per week. I recently just got a walking pad this week, and that is probably the best fucking thing I've ever bought in my life. It's just it's such less friction to get steps in, especially now that I've got a new baby here. I need to be at home a little bit more. Going on a rant again a little bit, I know, but the walking pad, I just place it outside in the garden. It's very sunny in the UK right now, so I hit my steps, and get the sun on me. So I'm probably going to be getting more. I'm probably going to be pushing. I think yesterday I walked about 14,500. I just couldn't get off the walking pad. But yeah, I aim on average between 11.5 to 12k steps. Okay, the more you walk, the more calories you burn. Effectively, the more calories you can eat, and it is just such a low impact way of getting, you know, your cardio in, your heart health, get moving, good for the brain. So yeah, I recommend personally, pull out your Apple Health on your phone, whatever you've been walking like recently, this past month on average, just add 2k to it. And keep going and get anywhere between 8 and 12k steps is really, really great. Some of my clients are walking, you know, 15k plus, and they can eat more food because of that. Okay, so it all depends how much time you've got on your hands, but yeah, personally for me, I'm aiming for 12k steps on average if I can. And guys, there's a lot of other stuff that goes into this. Okay, sleep. Just recently my sleeps took a knock, because if I haven't said, I have a kid now and he's up during the night quite a lot, so sleep took a bit of a knock. But that is, you know, sleep is your best friend when it comes to getting lean and staying lean. I usually aim for around 7 hours per night, and that makes me, you know, if your sleep's out of whack, you're going to have hunger hormones kick back. Okay, satiety hormone's going to go down, leptin, ghrelin, your hunger hormone's going to raise up. You're going to be more hungry, you're going to have more food focus, you know, your cravings are going to shoot up, and you're going to just be less you know, motivated to stick to your plan, less motivated to go to the gym. So yeah, sleep's very, very important in the pillars of staying lean. So I recommend getting, you know, 7 hours a night at least if you can. Now, can you drink alcohol and still get in shape? Yes, you can, but you need to get real. You need to get real. Back when I was yo-yo dieting all those years, I was out every single weekend on the piss, okay? Getting drunk, you know, going to parties, you know, and around that, what comes with that, like eating shit food, slacking off with training. And, you know, you got to be honest with yourself. Like, can you go out? Can you have a few drinks, enjoy yourself, and then get back home and then recover and then stick to your plan? Or is your boozing just holding you back? Okay, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy that says that you got to knock the drink on the head. All my clients, I tell them, you know, if you're going out on a weekend and you're having some drinks, then we adjust the plan in the week to allow for that. I'm not going to strip that away from you. But look, if, you know, you know, we're not progressing and I'm looking into what's going on and you're going out every Friday and every Saturday, you're on the piss, you're getting kebabs, it's holding you back. It's got to go, at least for a brief period of time. Okay, so yeah, what I do now is if I drink, I typically have like 3 to 4 drinks, and then I'm done. I don't really like that feeling of being really, really drunk now, probably because I like how I feel when I'm sober. Again, occasionally I do go out and get pissed and I enjoy it. But, you know, if I'm going to have a drink with the family, like today, I say I'm at a family barbecue, I'll have 3 to 4, you know, beers, and call it a day. Had fun, had a good time, and I'm going to wake up tomorrow feeling fresh. So yeah, we have to take a deep dive into your, you know, your drinking, your alcohol. Is it holding you back or not? Another main one, and I tell every single client when they come on, I ask them, very simple question: do you drink water? And I can't believe that so many of them go, yeah, maybe a little bit. You know, maybe I'll have like a few sips a day or a couple glasses. And I'm like, look, come on. This is the most basic human thing that's gonna keep us alive, for Christ's sake. Okay, water. You need to be aiming for 2 to 3 liters minimum per day. 90% of the time you're not hungry. You're just thirsty. Okay, so water, hydrate. Okay, so this is my diet, this is my training, this is my, you know, recovery, sleep, steps, alcohol, hydration. All of this stuff is put together into a system. It needs to be a system that works for you guys, okay? So yeah, again, this has been a bit of a ramble. I've just woke up, but I wanted to get my, you know, my second educational YouTube video up for you guys. Look, guys, if you are stuck in your physique, you're struggling, you know, maybe you're yo-yo dieting like I explained here, or you're just feeling soft, you're putting efforts in the gym and you're not getting the rewards back from it, then look, I am a one-to-one coach. I coach guys to get in the best shape of their life. The link is in my bio. Feel free to fill that in. If not, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.